Hey, what's up guys, it's someonedie back in this YouTube channel, and today I'm going to start the Realish 2 planning video series, yeah! So these planning videos are basically videos where I discuss some of the current plans, designs, or concepts that I have already made in the Realish 2 Trello, and I'm basically making these known public. This is mostly for feedback, and it's also used to help generate minimum hype for the game. I'm hoping that I can get started on developing Realish 2 sometime in 2022, but you know, all of this is dependent on when I can really finish News vs. Zombies Tycoon 2. During the meantime though, I'll try to make Realish 2 planning videos. I'll try to aim to make these videos monthly, maybe in shorter time lengths if not. While these videos aren't really a Q&A video, if there's like a good question down below that I should answer specifically for the video made, I'll more than likely answer them in the next planning video or something. So today's topic for the plans of Realish 2 is core gameplay. What is it going to be in Realish 2? Well, Realish 1 was pretty simple. You have 4 core classes, those being the medic class, recon class, supplier class, and the demolitionist class. And you had 2 special classes, that's the heavy class and the hero class. While there was multiple game modes in Realish 1, the main core game mode that the game was centered around was Elimination, where you deploy at a base, eliminate your enemies to take down lives, and take down all of their lives to win. You earn XP from your performance in that game in various ways to increase your rank, which helps you unlock more tools, cosmetics, and perks. Some maps had vehicles you can drive around, but the only really drivable vehicle around in Realish 1 was the Jeeps, but that was the core gameplay of Realish 1. Realish 2 is a sequel to Realish 1. The main goal of Realish 2 is to make Realish in the image that I really had in mind. I also want to make the game better than its prequel, like all sequels should be. So the core gameplay is still going to be pretty similar with some minor differences. Realish 2 is still going to have the same 4 core classes. That's still going to be the medic, recon, supplier, and demolitionist class. All the core classes this time around are going to get their own grenades. Medics will still have heal nades. Suppliers will have spark grenades, which send out sparks. Recons will have spark grenades, which are basically like these super tracking grenades. And demolitionists will have boomstick grenades, which are basically anti-vehicle grenades. There's also going to be 2 additional special classes in Realish 2. The fighter class is a melee only class. Like the heavy class, you have to spend in-game coins on it to spawn it with it, and you have a bit of more health and some cool melee weapons to slice people up and scare them with. The pilot class is basically like the default class you spawn in when you spawn in a non-map spawn vehicle. They have minor buffs, abilities while driving their vehicles around. This works like in Battlefield 1, where if you spawn in a tank, plane, or a horse, you use this pilot class instead of your usual class. You don't have to spend coins to use the pilot class, but a vehicle has to be available. Heavy class is still making its return. It's still going to be a powerful class, you have to spend coins to spawn with it, but its equipment slots has been revamped. Heavy class is now spawned with a heavy weapon, which is like those Gatling guns and all that, heavy armor, heavy gadgets, and this is going to be revamped with like heavy shields, heavy grapple hooks, heavy jetpacks, and heavy support, which are basically like free active supports, which may include like airstrike spotters and mortar flares, and even more. And the last slot you have is heavy grenades, which may include like heavy frag grenades, cluster grenades, EMP grenades, and even more. And finally, hero class is making a return. I like how they function in Realish 1, where they deploy like halfway through the match to intensify it, and they reward people for playing, as their class instead of rewarding high killing players. And the only thing I'm really going to change about the hero class is I'm just going to be adding more heroes in general. And in some game modes, they will have like hero exclusives for that game mode. So to summarize what I just said there will basically be 4 core classes and 4 special classes in total. Special classes in Realish 2 will all have limits. Fighter classes having the highest limit, and hero class having the lowest, which is 1 hero. Core classes will still have no limits. I don't see why I need to limit them in any way. But, I'll keep in mind to have these limits configurable in custom server settings in Realish 2. Realish 2's core game mode is still going to be Elimination. There's not too much you can really change about that game mode. But one new element I want to add in Realish 2 is to introduce squad spawning and elimination. This is the type of system most games like Battlefield use especially, and it was also used in Halo Reach's Invasion game mode, and they use like a buddy-buddy system. Since you are allowed to freely spectate your teammates in Realish, why not add this system in? I mean, it'll help intensify Realish even more in player versus player game modes. Other than that, Elimination will still play out the same, and I'll also probably add a time limit in that game mode now. I'm going to add variants to game modes in Realish 2, And two variants of mine that I have for Realish 2 for elimination is dominant elimination and global elimination. Dominant elimination as a capturable point in the middle of the map, or whatever, like the most contestant part of the map there is. And when the team captures it, it'll help restore the lives over time, and it will act as like an additional base and spawn point for your teammates to use. This variant will only be available for like higher populated servers. And global elimination is a variant of elimination where both teams have a bomb that they can carry and arm it at the enemy base. And when they blow up the enemy base, it takes off like a lot of the lives at once. This variant will only be available for like the highest populated servers. So with that said, you have elimination, which is the base game mode, dominant elimination, and global elimination as the core game modes. The progression system of Realish 2 is going to be pretty similar to Realish 1 with some improvements. There's still going to be a whole bunch of after round XP gains like match victories, defeats, MVPs, most valuable class members. There's going to be a better system of gaining coins from XP. You'll gain XP for spending coins rather than not spending coins after a match. And there will be XP for match duration. While general XP is used to increase your rank, there's also specific weapon XP you'll gain on your weapon to help gain attachments for your weapon. And if you want to get weapon skins for your weapon, you will complete certain challenges for that weapon to unlock certain skins. And after unlocking that weapon, you spend Tokyo coins after beating the challenge to unlock the skin permanently. And this should definitely be 5,000 times better than the loot machine system in Realish 1. Oh my gosh, that thing was terrible. There'll be more focus on increased XP progression for playing with friends. So with each friend that joins you playing Realish 2, you'll get like a 5% XP boost in all areas. And you can stack up that friendship boost to a maximum of 25%. And that timer doesn't go away as long as when your friends stay in that server playing with the game with you. And there will also be increased basic XP for killing your friends, saving your friends, and doing whatever activity with your friends. This is just to hopefully make the game more fun and encourage playing the game together with your friends. There's also going to be XP boosts you can buy with Tokyo coins, and you can earn some of them from daily logins. This is by no means I'm going to make the game grindy and painful to progress through if you don't have the XP boosts. And I'll make it where you can progress through everything at a good pace, even if you're good or bad at the game. And for everything that you unlock, you don't have to use a secondary currency to unlock it again, other than for weapon skins. Vehicle Sandbox was one of the most missed opportunities for Realish 1. It did have drivable jeeps, but that was about it. There was planes and helicopters, but those were only available for the veteran perk, and those vehicles function in a cinematic manner, not in a physical manner. In Realish 2, I will add a diverse drivable vehicle sandbox in Realish 2. Just to clarify though, not every single map in Realish 2 will have vehicles. Realish 1 is known for having both simplistic and small maps, and also for having large and battlefield style maps. I will be doing the same, and I will include a mixture of both small maps and large maps. Some of them with vehicles and some of them with no vehicles. There will be two categories of spawn vehicles in Realish 2. Map spawn vehicles, which are basically vehicles that freely spawn around the map that can be stolen from any player or NPC. And pilot spawn vehicles, which are basically vehicles that can only be spawned by an available pilot slot. They'll spawn at a safe location and can't be easily stolen and won't even spawn until the pilot spawns in it. There will be ground vehicles in the game, naval vehicles in the game, air vehicles in the game, and space vehicles in the game. I leaked in my part 3 video that there will be pilotable animals too. I'm not going to say for sure if all maps or a lot of maps will have interactable variety of wildlife in them, but expect chicken to be available. A lot of other things that are in Realish 1 are more than likely going to return, as the same with improvements of course. Character customization is still going to make their return, NPCs, perks and all that. Maps from Realish 1 are more than likely not going to return or be remastered for a while, on releases especially. And the new maps that will be added will be new and new concepts for Realish in general. There's still going to be a down and dead system like I had in Realish 1. And there's a new brutality system that I'm thinking about adding, which is similar to how Criminality did it, where if your limbs took a certain amount of damage, they can be broken or destroyed, which can impact how you handle your weapons or your piloting skills or your movement. Not to say that the game will be as bloody as News vs Zombies Tycoon 2, but it will be more brutal because you'll live with the scars and the brutal damage. But it will be manageable and more than likely going to be repairable by medics. And that's like the new systems I have in mind. As for the kill time, I definitely want to increase that. You die really quickly in Realish 1 as it is. You know, if someone uses a good automatic on you, or if someone, you know, gets a good headshot on you with just a rifle. But that could also be a ping issue too. Other than that, there'll still be guns, melees, grenades, gadgets, and all of that. That's the core gameplay for Realish 2 that is now gone public. Yeah. If you have any questions or smart things to say for me to give analytical thinking on, or if you just want to say whatever you want, comment down below and yeah. Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you for watching and bye.